Has this Dallas Mavericks season met your expectations as we've now hit the All-Star break? We'll discuss all that and more coming up next on the DLLS Mavs podcast. It's the DLLS Mavs podcast live in our downtown Dallas DLLS Sports Studios. Kevin Gray alongside our DLLS Mavs analyst Bobby Curl and our DLLS Mavs beat writer Ron Harrod Jr. from a remote location. We are DLLS Mavs, your favorite guys, coming your favorite team, especially when we finally make it to the All-Star break. Has this season met your expectations? What's been the most interesting part about this NBA season for you? And with it being Valentine's Day weekend, what do you love most about the NBA? Plus, we'll get to some of your diehard Discord questions a little bit later on in the show on this fantastic Friday afternoon. Bobby Corella, what's going on?
Hi, Kevin. How are you doing from the last time I saw you?
Which was what, 12 hours ago?
Less than that.
Less than 12 hours ago? I'm excited. It's Valentine's Day weekend. I'm taking my daughter to Friday Night SmackDown tonight. She woke up very excited to see some of her favorite professional wrestlers tonight. And this week is going to be a weekend filled with family, love, and spending a bunch of damn money.
Nice. Nice. Well, your pockets are lined a little thicker after
shout out to Prize
night,
Picks.
so,
That's right. Shout out to Prize Picks. It'll make mine that $60 popcorn tonight at the American Airlines Center a little bit easier to bear. Ron, what's going on?
Yeah, Ron, why aren't you here?
Yes, I am also doing something for the V-Day that also requires money to be spent. So it was best to be closer to that location versus in the studio, sadly, next to you two beautiful men.
Oh, wow. Well, I hope
and Tanner as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't forget about Tanner. Like, geez, man. Don't forget about Tanner. Shout out to you. You being a good boyfriend. Look at you. Making the travel, making the moves.
Wow,
and
I'm Ron.
I'm good looking. I got a great job.
I have a cool car.
A great girlfriend.
I just drove because I'm so thoughtful.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow, yeah, cool, dude.
I work out at bench 350 pounds. Oh, my gosh.
No one cares, man.
I work out with all DFW media stars. Oh, my gosh.
Let's get on with the show already.
Jeez, man.
Dude.
Goodness.
Yeah, I don't know about the good looking part, but the other stuff might be true.
Oh, wow. He's like, I'm not gonna deny the other stuff.
Yeah,
though.
and it's not 350; it's actually 375.
That's right. My bad. I didn't mean to short my guy. I didn't mean to short him at all. We appreciate all of you hanging out with us here on this Valentine's Day weekend. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to DLLS Sports as we're with you for the next hour. As we have finally made it to the All-Star break, as the Mavericks find themselves at 19-35 on the year, 16 games above 500 after their 9th consecutive loss last night in a blowout to the Los Angeles Lakers. The Mavericks find themselves 12th in the Western Conference, 7 full games behind the 10 seed in the final play-in spot in the West as we go into the break. A season that we thought was going to have a little bit more in terms of quality play on the floor. Expectations seemingly high going into this year with rookie sensation Cooper Flagg joining this team. Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving coming back at some point, but obviously the season has gone quite a bit differently. Anthony Davis no longer even a member of the Dallas Mavericks as we hit the All-Star break. So the question is, Bobby Curler, and for you as well, has this season met your expectations?
I mean, I famously
the hedge begins.
I bet money that the Mavs would have a losing record.
You did.
I didn't think that they would be. What are they? 19-35.
That's
you
right.
said?
That's right.
I didn't think they'd be that bad. I thought that they would try and make a push for a playing spot and either get it with like 37-38 wins, kind of like last year, or that they would maybe, lose a few more than that, but it's looking like they probably won't even get to 30 this year. And so that I did not expect that. Granted, I do think that if you're going to be bad, you might as well be bad with the way the NBA is right now. But, yeah, I mean, I think even within that, like, I didn't expect AD to miss a ton of time. I didn't expect Coop to be the best rookie since LeBron. I didn't expect Najee Marshall to just be unbelievable all season. I didn't expect Max Christie to take such a big leap. Like, there are some positives within this, but there's also some negatives. Like, I didn't expect PJ Washington to struggle this much. I didn't expect Derek Lively to have another lost season. I didn't expect Gaff to be so limited. So there are some disappointments. There are some pleasant surprises. And we don't know how the story will end, but, So I guess ultimately no, even though yes, but ultimately no.
That's a great hedge. That was very good. A couple comments in the chat so far before we get to Ron. A little bit further down for me, Tanner. From Urban Excursion, I've been a Mavs fan since 2001, and this is probably the worst season I've watched, but I'm still enjoying myself. Another one, NYC Dude 813. This season hasn't met my expectation, but Cooper has exceeded them, and I was already very high on him. I think that would get to some of what.
And then follows up. You guys have also exceeded my expectations. Thank you.
Oh, thanks so much. We really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
How about you, Ron?
Yeah, I mean, I'm the guy that, started this job and wrote an article about the team's record expectations. And my low was like, if they get 49 wins, like that was the low. Like, I'm like, okay, these are different tiers. I think that high should have been a lot lower than it actually was. So to me, they're under my expectation. It kind of going as just like a general NBA fan that just happened to, live in Dallas while kind of everything was going down. I thought they'd be a little bit better than this, but also I thought that Anthony Davis wouldn't miss like every single game essentially for the team. I thought he'd at least, get to the 50-ish game mark. He's clearly not here anymore. And even if he was not going to get to 50 games played. Like even in some of Anthony Davis's worst seasons, he still would at least get to around the 50 game mark. That was kind of like a low-ish for a player like him. The Kyrie Irving thing, they were, maybe rumors when I first started that, possibly he would return maybe before the All-Star break. It clearly is going to be after the All-Star break. Right now, it has not even been reported or told to me that he's even participating in 5, on 5 contact play. He just doesn't seem like even if he's close, it's at least another 2 weeks to 2 months away. You don't even know kind of what the timeline looks like for Kyrie. So I thought maybe he would be back. And again, like Bobby said, just to kind of repeat some of that, it's like I didn't think PJ Washington would look like this. I didn't think Daniel Gafford will get hurt the first 10 minutes of training camp and never get healthy throughout a full season. And I didn't expect Derek Lively. And, I never expected, I thought Anthony Davis and Derek Lively would like be able to play together and they would, develop a rapport. They played less than 40 minutes together this season. So it's just a disappointment kind of for that, and injuries sapped a lot of it.
Yeah, I mean, coming into the season, I was on record on the show saying, look, if Cooper Flagg is your leading scorer this season, something has gone horribly wrong. Not that Cooper Flagg isn't a terrific player and a terrific prospect and someone who's going to be really good for the next 15 years, but the load would not have to be on him as much with that kind of scoring expectation if guys around him were healthy. I had the Mavericks 7th in the West and competing for a play-in spot by the time we got to the postseason. And obviously that's not going to be the case. And for a team that's really had no true point guard all season long, unfortunately with injuries that have beset this team yet again, it hasn't met my expectations because I thought this team was going to be healthy enough given the idea that Anthony Davis was going to be coming into camp ready to go, that they could give themselves a chance to compete at the top of the play-in. But unfortunately that won't be the case. But there have been positives for this team. Max Christie, a top 10 3-point shooter, basically for the entire season. Cooper Flagg turning into an incredible rookie sensation already with multiple 40-point games, already breaking the Mavericks rookie record for points in a game. He's going to be the rookie of the year, most likely in the NBA. Najee Marshall has continued to be one of the best value contracts in the NBA. Unfortunately for me, PJFC not up right now and hasn't been up a lot this season. But at the same time, there are things that can be taken away from an underwhelming start, and most importantly for fans in a lot of this commentary and chat. they're careening toward another potential top 5 pick, which gives you an opportunity, Bobby, to give you another young star alongside Cooper Flagg to have a foundation for the future.
Sure, but I mean that's just huff and hopium, man, and that's not.
I mean,
no one wants to be in that position. I think a lot of Mavs fans felt, from my point of view, too optimistic, but from their point of view, just reasonably optimistic about the team because, I don't know where it came from, but I think a lot of Mavs fans were under the belief that Kyrie was going to be back in January or maybe February, but that's not going to happen, and Mavs fans were hoping for a much more healthy year from AD. That did not happen. Even though the Mavs ended up having a decent record this season whenever AD played, he just didn't play enough games. And they're hoping for better health from Lively. They're hoping for better health from Gafford. They're hoping from a better season from PJ. And literally every single guy on the team has underperformed expectations. If all of those guys played better, then yeah, maybe the Mavs would be closer to the play-in right now. But that alone is not a success. Like, operating around 500 whenever you have a top 5 payroll or top 10 payroll is not a success. Like, fans wanted the Mavs to be in the top 6, but I don't think that if this season would have worked out perfectly health-wise for everybody, I still don't think they would have been a top 6 team. I just don't think they have enough shooting, enough playmaking. I don't think they have enough versatility. And health, obviously, is a huge factor, and I think they had one of the worst health situations of any team coming into the year, and it only got worse very early on. And so, I just think it was doomed from the start, honestly. But, I don't blame people for trying to look at the bright side and hoping for better than what they got. But I don't know. I mean, I really don't know what the best record they could have achieved this year was. I'm not sure that even with everyone playing at least 75 games, except for Kyrie, obviously. But if Kyrie comes back on February 1st, I'm still not sure that they win 41 games. Like, I was not confident in this team from the start. So win-loss column, I can't call it a disappointment. I just call it what it is, what I expected, But the road along the way is full of some potholes that I stepped in, and now my ankles hurt.
Yeah. The question I would ask you, Ron, if the best case scenario had played out, as Bobby had laid it out, and let's say this team wins 41, 42 games, does Nico Harrison still have a job here?
I think if the Mavs were in the playoff picture, he wouldn't have gotten let go. I just do. I mean, maybe I'm crazy or maybe that's a hot take. I just don't think you would fire a general manager if they were they were 500 or over 500 around the time that he was fired. It was very early in the seasons. We all understand. But let's say if Anthony Davis, which again, you traded for a player that has an injury history, this has to be the expectation. But I guess in his mind, he assumed he'll get healthy here. If his quote unquote vision was, if Anthony Davis basically got healthy here and had another, 70 plus game played season, and you have 80 in Cooper Flag like every game, they just would at least be around 500. That's what they were when Anthony Davis, played with Flag.
This team started the season losing 15 of his first 20 games, and they have not been able to climb out of that hole really since that particular point. And if you get off to that poor of a start, it's going to be very difficult throughout the course of an 82-game season to find yourself getting anywhere close to 500. I know the Clippers have just about damn near done it, but they have much better players and a lot more talent to go along with, even though they've traded away some of that now, as far as James Harden being away. The rest of the season and what it's going to look like, the Tankathon Bowl week that's coming up at the end of February with 4 games against the Pacers, the Nets, the Grizzlies, and the Kings. Cinema or horror show, depending on how you feel about it. And then as the rest of the season goes on, it's really going to be about Cooper Flagg solidifying himself as the rookie of the year and getting to the middle of May and where the Mavericks fall in this draft lottery to be able to have a foundation going forward, because that's what the season has now become about, and building around him and doing so as prudently and as patiently as you can. Victor Lugo with the $4.99 super chat. If the Mavs land the number 1 pick, should they draft one of the top 3 players or trade it for a top 5 pick plus a 2027 first? What's better for the Mavs' future, Bobby Carell?
I've already said I would absolutely listen to every single trade offer any team had, with the goal of trading down 2 or 3 or even 4 or 5 spots and picking up some picks for the future. I would absolutely think about it. That's not to say that I would do it, But I'm listening to everyone. I am not locking myself into anything, to any scenario if they get the number 1 pick. Everything is for sale.
I'm
Yeah,
sticking it.
I think
No, go ahead, Ron. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, I just think you have to think about value. I'm very analytics driven. And if you win the value, especially if someone's desperate and you win it significantly, I'm always going to just at least listen. I mean, I guess if it was LeBron James in the draft or if it was Wemby, it'd be 100%. You probably just can't move. I think Peterson's really, really good. I don't think he's LeBron. So it's like it's probably every 20 years as a player that you would move down for. I don't think that comes in every single draft. Like even if Flag was, if it wasn't Flag, like I would at least have listened. If it was, hey, we'll give you 4 or 5 of our first round picks and you move down 3 spots, you just have to listen, in my opinion.
I mean, if Memphis, for whatever reason, is like, man, if Memphis is at 4, they're like, Darren Peterson is so much better than Caleb Wilson or than Keaton Wagler or whoever, that we will give you our unprotected number 1 pick next year to move up 2 or 3 spots. Yeah. I'm really, really, really thinking about it, and I'm probably doing it.
I can't risk. I mean, if you get the number 1 pick, that's the goal in this particular draft class. It's so good and so deep.
Yeah, if it's so deep, then why do you need the number 1 pick?
I want the best player of the best class in the last 20 years.
But you don't know that he's the best player yet.
That's the risk I'm willing to take. I got the number 1 pick. I'm willing to take that risk. Like if you tell me I get the number 1 pick and I get Darren Peterson, he turns out to be a 15-time All-Star, I won.
Well, sure, but you could also draft a guy that could make several All-Star teams and also have another top 5 pick next year to draft another guy that could make several All-Star teams.
I did the hardest part already by getting the number 1 pick at Cooper Flag.
Yeah, but you need to add like 7 good. We just talked about how this team is old, dusty, and bad. They have like 7 weaknesses, not 1. You know.
But you get younger with another number 1 pick,
and you could get even more. You could get even more younger by getting another good pick next year.
I'm taking the surefire thing right now, and then figure out the rest. Like you can't. To me, you just can't pass up on that. Take the surefire thing now and figure out the rest later.
I just don't think that anyone in this class is just head and shoulders above everybody else. There's too many good players. There's way too many good players. Yeah. If you can trick a team into believing that's the case, yeah. There's so many good guys. If I can get another top 5 pick, dude, hell yeah, I'm doing that. No questions asked. No questions asked. Or like if OKC calls, because which one do they have? The Clippers one? Let's say the Clippers somehow jump up to like 4 and the Mavs win the lottery. And OKC's like, we'll give you the 4th pick and like 8 future first rounders to move up to number 1. You're going to say no to that?
I say yes immediately. Like that's hell yeah.
It's just so many. It's just so many
good guys.
You get so much power. You're like the emperor. Whenever Anakin chops off Mace Windu's hands, you're like, oh my god, just.
Someone had presented you that offer last year with Cooper Flag.
No,
number 1?
I wouldn't. Well, I would have thought about it, but there's a difference between last year when the drop off from Cooper to whoever was perceived to be like versus this year. It's like
Yeah, Cooper to Khan was a very big drop off, at least in like prospect rankings, and that's like who would have been the 4th. I think he went 4th last year. Now, maybe
the gap between Coop and Bailey is much wider than between Peterson and Flemings, basically. You know,
we'll continue this conversation on the other side of the break as we get to your super chats. We'll do that next. What kind of dreams did you have growing up as a kid? Did you want to be a professional athlete or an actor? Or did you have dreams of starting your own business? Well, if you want to, Shopify can help you do that. With Shopify, they're the e-commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the United States. In fact, they even power our incredible DLLS merch store where you find all of our fantastic t-shirts, hats, and everything else when it comes to DLLS sports. They even got you covered with website creation, product descriptions, email, and social media marketing, and so much more. In fact, they've also got AI tools designed to help you maximize your sales and your profits. So if you're ready to sell, you're ready to Shopify. Turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 promo trial and start selling today at shopify.com/allcity. That's shopify.com/allcity. Get started with Shopify today.
You know, Kevin, I've always said that Austin Reeves is my favorite basketball player.
You have.
And my second favorite basketball player is Chris Middleton. And my third favorite basketball player is LeBron James. your favorite basketball player is the knife.
That's right.
Najee Marshall, because last night they delivered us some cold, hard cash. Kevin and I both went big on Prize Picks last night, and they delivered just enough to get us over the hump on Prize Picks.
That's all we needed.
You choose whether between 2 and 6 players will record more or less than their projected stat line. If you get all your picks right, well, you're going home a big winner. They also offer the flex play option, which is what I did, where even if you get one pick wrong, you can still take home some cash to cover some of your losses. But it didn't matter for me last night because I hit on all of them anyway. It was fantastic. If you want to play along, download the Prize Picks apps today. Create a new account. Use promo code DLLS. When submitting your first $5 lineup, begin promo code DLLS when making your first $5 lineup, and your account will be gifted $50 in free lineups to use anytime you like. On Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
Welcome back to the DLLS Mavs podcast. Sincerely appreciate you joining us here on DLLS Sports. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe while you're here as well. You can do the same for our podcast, wherever you get your podcast for free. Just search DLLS Mavs, give it a 5-star rating, and write a review for it while you're there. Show us some love on this Valentine's Day weekend as the conversations become hotly contested and debated on if the Mavericks get.
I will kick your ass.
Oh, wow.
In the marketplace of ideas.
Oh, wow. Okay. I was going to make a joke, but never mind. We'll keep it where it is. Our guy, Ron Harrod Jr., joining us live from a remote location on this weekend. Let's continue with some of your super chats on the other side. Or right now, I should say, excuse me. Matthew.
Sorry, that was a giggle. I'm sorry. This is a funny one.
Matthew Hooks with the $2 super chat. What would you trade PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford, and Klay Thompson for? They can go.
Gaff, Capperleaf, PJ, and Klay.
Oh, man, Capper.
I would at this point, with Klay being on and expiring, I would trade Klay for a player. Or I guess for a trade exception. For PJ, I need a player back. And I would even do like player plus pick. But yeah, I think that now that the Mavs have kind of positioned themselves in the way that they have, I have much less desire to just liquidate guys for, as many second-round picks as possible. Like, give me some players back now.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Ron?
Yeah, it'd be.
Okay.
I mean, Klay, like Bobby says, now going to be an expiring next year. I don't really see a reason to trade one of the best movement shooters even today, but ever as well. I mean, I know Tanner took the super chat away, so I'm trying to remember. But PJ Washington, what would I trade him for? I'm not sure what his value is. I just haven't heard any teams talking about him because he wasn't available, so it just wasn't reported anywhere, and no one I've talked to has said anything really about PJ Washington. I'll have to really come back to that in the summer when he's like actually available and teams start making calls to see like, okay, where do the Mavs stand on him and what's the value? We understand what the value is for AJ Marshall, which was reported by Stein, and it was a pick, like at least a first round pick. Like that was the bare minimum. So I'm assuming PJ is around that same tier. They're around the same age. So I would assume maybe something like that. But a player that's, playable would be nice as well. And Gaff, I'm not even sure anymore what his value in the NBA is. I still think he's valuable to other teams more than he is the Mavericks. So maybe they can get a low tier first, or maybe they can get like 5 seconds, which is seemingly equivalent to a low tier first nowadays. And that's probably the best they can get.
Victor Lugo with the $4.99 super chat. Kevin, are you not worried about one of these top guys wanting to be the guy, like Kevin Garnett and Stephon Marbury? No. There's a clear established number one here, and it's Cooper Flagg. And if you're fortunate enough to get the number one pick, they would come in understanding what their role would be here. I mean,
they would?
I mean, I would.
They would? According to who? KG?
I don't know about that.
Well, it sounds like a conversation would need to be had. Like,
I don't know about that, dude. I don't know.
Well, look, I mean, Kyrie Irving was the number one pick.
Why would Darren Peterson drop down to Cooper Flagg? Like, I'm not even trying to be funny. He's a better, he is looked at as a better prospect than Cooper Flagg. So I'm just
Are you trying to win or not? Are you trying to win games or not?
Okay, have you been to an AAU circuit game, KG? Have you seen how those kids act in the AAU circuit?
My point is, you're at the NBA level now. You're going to make millions of dollars and be the number one pick, and you're going to have a chance to win with a superstar next to you. You can have multiple superstars on a championship level team. What team has won championships without multiple level superstars?
Well, yeah, so then why are you saying that they have to be behind Coop right now? Like, why? I think trying to like create some clear hierarchy whenever one dude is 19 and the other dude is 19, I think that's a recipe for disaster.
Or maybe you don't have to. I mean, my point is that you're not going to be above one. Like, if you're on equal footing, okay, fine. That's fine too. But yeah, if you're going to win championships, you need multiple all NBA level talented players on the team. And that's what the opportunity with Darren Peterson would have here. The philosophy I've always taken when it comes to, top 3, top 4, top 5 draft picks, if you're a team that believes in a certain guy, you move heaven and earth to go get that guy. It's the same in the NFL. If you believe that their quarterback's going to lead you for 15 years, you move heaven and earth to go get that guy no matter what it costs. In the NBA, it's harder to find that guy. So if you're the Mavericks, you do get the number 1 overall pick, and a team does come call and say, we'll offer you this. If you are guaranteed that you can go get the guy that you believe in and get further compensation to be able to have more in the future, okay, yeah, you go ahead and do that. But if you believe that you have the guy and you have the pick to go get him, you stick there and you make the pick, and then you live with the result after that. So I think there's multiple ways that you can go about it. But yeah, of course, if you find an offer and there's a guy you believe in, you can get more to be able to add on top of that and still draft your guy. Yeah, you take the additional compensation and you move on. But if you don't get that, stay there and take the guy that you believe in and live with the result after that. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think you always have to try and get the most that you can out of your situation, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, if you can, sure. But if there's a guy that you 100% believe in and you are in position to take him right then and there, do it.
Well, sure, but we'd have no reason to believe that that's how they feel about Darren Peterson, or that that's how any team feels about Darren Peterson.
Yeah, we won't know
how anyone feels about anything.
Yeah, we won't know until
it's all theoretical at this point. But the other thing too is I think like whether the Mavs move up or not, it'll be really interesting to see like what kind of I don't know if like personality traits or like what kind of mentality they want in their guys. Because let's say they get the number 2 pick. All right, or let's say they get number 1. Maybe they're like, we like the approach that Cam Boozer takes more than Darren Peterson, and so we're willing to trade down because like mentally or psychologically or like the way that they view the game or whatever like blends better with Coop than it would with, or maybe they feel that way about Peterson over Dybantsa or Dybantsa over Boozer. Like, do they draft a guy that fits with Coop on the floor, like personality wise, mental wise, like that kind of thing, or do they just take whoever they determine to be the best player is? Or maybe that's the same guy. I don't know. It'll be really interesting to see.
I mean, that would be the same philosophy. Like if you believe in Cameron Boozer, if you believe in Caleb Wilson, if you believe in that guy and you can go and get more compensation and still be guaranteed to get him, yeah, take the compensation additionally and then go get your guy. But if you can't guarantee that he won't be there, and you're sitting at number 2 and say, I believe in Cameron Boozer, do it. But I agree to the idea for sure that you take as much as you can get as long as you get your guy, because that's the whole point of this. Get the guy that you believe is going to help you, whether that's a Cameron Boozer or whomever, to pair alongside Cooper Flagg. The irony here would be another Duke Blue Devil added to the Dallas Mavericks.
No, so Danny brings up an interesting point saying, remember whenever – so there was this rumor, and I think it's a rumor because I think Dennis and Luke actually got along really well, but there were definitely some videos leaked by people in Dennis's world, so I don't know what to believe actually about that, but there were reports that Dennis was jealous of Luka, which, Danny says set the program back bigly. Now, I don't believe that was actually the case. I believe, and this is something that is reported by Tim McMahon in his book about Luka. I don't know I recommend everyone read it. I don't know if everyone has or whatever, but there were some reports in that book that McMahon mentioned that division was actually sowed by people with the Mavericks, not by the player, not by Dennis and not by Luka. That it was actually like McMahon. He did mention this in the book, right? The film session in Toronto.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I just didn't want to say
talked
it.
about it on the show.
He talked about it on the show.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. Thank God, because I've heard that story and I didn't want to.
Yeah. It's in the book too.
Yeah. So McMahon just straight up says that Rick Carlisle was the one that was sowing division between those two guys, which, you're also entitled to not believe that if you'd like, or if you don't want to or whatever. But it's a very delicate thing, man, because these guys are all young. They all have they got big hoop dreams. They got big money dreams. And it has to be a good fit. It has to be a good character fit. Like, to do the Tatum and Brown thing is really tough, but the Celtics made it work. And the Mavs might have the opportunity to do the same thing.
And then on that same Celtics train, I mean, right now, Jaylen Brown's posting stuff on his Instagram about the Celtics with Tatum and now with him. Like, he's posting the stats on his story. So I don't even know if that's even done. Like, I mean, I think they're, players like to act like they're friends a lot of the time. And I have no idea what's been said behind closed doors. Because if Jaylen Brown's in the Jason Tatum corner, why would he be posting on his Instagram yesterday? This is the offensive rating last year. This is the offensive rating with just me. Like, this is unprovoked on his Instagram story. He posts the offensive rating, the defense rating, the net rating, where they stand in the standings, basically saying there's been no drop off with Tatum or without Tatum. Like, he posted that on his story. And this guy's making, like, I think he signed a Supermax contract. He's going to make $70 million. And he's still pissy. It's $70 million Supermax deal. So these players are a lot like most people, even though maybe they don't want to think that.
Well, one last grenade before we go to break here is Jaylen Brown spends a lot of time talking with Kyrie and Jason Kidd every single time they play the Mavs. A lot of time. And Jason Kidd
loves Kyrie
Brown
Irving,
their best player. That is literally I'm just S-posting. All right, that is some garbaggio. That is some slop that I'm just throwing at you. But they spend a lot of time talking every time they play.
Remind me again how old Jaylen Brown is?
Jaylen Brown is 29 years old.
Oh, he's a lot older than I thought. Oh, wow.
I don't know why I thought he was like 26 or 27. But
time flies,
I did
man.
Too.
I guess it
flies.
is
true. If Jaylen Brown and JC had been in the league for feels like 15 years at this point, and they're only not even 30 yet, either one of them. We'll continue with more with your super chats on the other side of the break. Plus, we will get to your diehard Discord questions as well. We'll do all that and more coming up next.
Man, I sure am thirsty. Oh, what's this? This says Wild Fork Meat and Seafood Market.
It does say that, yes.
Now, I know for a fact, okay, because I have spent a lot of cash at Wild Fork and I've eaten a lot of meals from food I've purchased at Wild Fork. That store has it all.
It does.
Okay, it is every kind of meat, every kind of seafood you can imagine. They also have sides, they got pies, they have desserts, they have appetizers, they got bread options, they got sauces, they got seasonings. Oh my God. They got everything. Everything is blast frozen at Wild Fork Foods, so you know that you are going to be the first person to thaw this meat. Frozen is fresher, okay? It's not going to be sitting out on a store shelf for 3 or 4 days or who knows how long before you buy it. You can keep this stuff frozen in your freezer until you're ready to cook it. And, of course, a big day is coming up this weekend. It's Valentine's Day, all right? They are offering some perfect protein pairings for your Valentine. If you want to stay in this weekend instead of going out and spending a ton of cash, you can go to Wild Fork. There are a ton of affordable and delicious food options, including a pair of lobster tails and a pair of luscious cuts of beef for just $32 total. How about that? You can save a ton of money on that. But they also have salmon swirls. They got molten lava cakes. They got everything you could ever dream of. So check out your local Wild Fork Foods. There are 9 DFW area locations, or you can just log on wildforkfoods.com. They have delivery options as well. They're all over the place. They have you covered wherever you live in the Metroplex. Check them out at Wild Fork Foods Meat and Seafood Market or wildforkfoods.com.
Back here on the DLLS Mavs podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to get to your diehard Discord questions here in just a moment. Plus, we're going to discuss what we love about the NBA, as well as get to the rest of your super chats and NBA news having dropped here in the last half hour or so. After 21 seasons, Chris Paul has retired from the NBA. He was released earlier today by the Toronto Raptors after being traded there from the Los Angeles Clippers. And Chris Paul has since announced his retirement today after 21
Bon voyage, pal.
NBA season, one of the greatest point guards in NBA history, and has now decided to call it a career. Ironically, as the Clippers get ready to host NBA All-Star Weekend starting tonight in Inglewood, California. We'll get to your diehard Discord questions here in just a moment. Ozzy D with the $1.99 super chat. It's so good. It's so deep.
Oh wow!
I remember when Kevin Gray said that.
That was Kevin
2026.
Gray 2026.
I remember. No, you said it's so good. It's so deep. You put emphasis on the so. Respect.
Respect.
Appreciate you. Victor Lugo with a $1.99 super chat. The Celtics regret trading down in 2017.
They sure don't. Now, I think the other pick they got back, and it ended up being kind of nothing, right?
Yeah, I looked.
I don't remember
Nothing
what
burger.
it was, but
It was nobody.
it was what? Ron?
1 second.
I said nothing burger.
Okay.
When we looked it up, it wasn't anything noteworthy. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a classic case again. If there's a guy that you believe in and you know that he's going to be there, I mean, hell, I don't have to use the Celtics. I use the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, they believe that Luka was the guy.
Well, they traded up though.
That's what I'm saying. They traded up. They believe that Luka was the guy, so they're going to go trade up to go get their guy. And
Romeo Langford.
Romeo
But
Langford.
also there were other moves they made.
Garbage.
That also because of that trade. So
Gotcha.
still.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, on the opposite end of that Luka trade was the Hawks trading down to take Trey. But the thing is, the Hawks, I mean, regardless of what is said, the Hawks probably wouldn't have taken Trey at 3, but they probably just would have traded down with someone else so that they could have gotten Trey.
Yeah.
Because reportedly, they just really liked Trey a
I
lot.
like Trey a lot.
And so they traded down. And now Trey ended up being a great player, all NBA, right? I mean, several all-star teams. Obviously not as good of a player as Luka, but Luka was just not a guy that they wanted to take. Trey was the guy they wanted to take. If they wouldn't have traded down with the Mavs, they probably would have traded down with someone else. And that trade, obviously the Mavs won it, but the Mavs traded in a top, 5 protected pick to the Hawks, I think, in that deal. And if they would have got someone better than Cam Reddish, the Hawks probably would have been like, we can live with this. But they got Cam Reddish. And so...
And Atlanta fans love Trey Young. Like, I know, like, from an NBA perspective, people like, oh man, they lost Luka. If you're somebody from Atlanta, Georgia, Trey Young is your guy. Like, I don't think it's like, oh man, we just really messed up. The city like literally loves him. Like Stein said, he's the greatest player since Dominique Wilkins. Like I don't think that they regret the move at all. Now, sadly, Cam Reddish was supposed to be like a guy, and he just sadly was just a terrible player. And it's really just sad. He was supposed to be a really good player, but he ended up being the worst out of that Zion, RJ Barrett, and Reddish, and I think Tyus Jones actually crew.
And that's the danger, Classic St. Laurent with the $1.99 and super chat, trading down to get more picks. Because if you do that and you mess up the picks, all this theoretical, let's get more picks for more picks' sake, and it doesn't work out, where you could have stuck there and got the guy that would have been pretty good or really good or maybe all NBA, yeah, you're going to regret that for a good while.
Sure, but if you stay where you are and you make a bad pick, that's also the same thing. But the draft is not there. There's no such thing as a layup.
That's what I'm saying. But you got to live with the choice, especially if you have a top pick and you stick there and take it. You got to live with it. All this theoretical.
But likely,
yeah, go ahead.
My only thing is, like, if you were going to mess up the pick, you weren't going to win the championship anyway because you weren't going to get your job. So, like, more than likely, if you trade down and you can't use the assets to win, then you probably were never going to win anyway. Like, more likely, if the Spurs trade down and a team that we know is a good front office, the OKC trades down, you probably think that they're going to win this more times than not because you believe in their front office to use those assets to get better. Now, if the Wizards trade down and they mess up, you're like, oh, well, no matter what happened, it was the Wizards. Their process is bad. If you believe that your team has bad process and you're just like nervous, I understand that. Like, but in that case, they probably weren't going to win anyway. Even if they take the best player, they're still not going to win because the team infrastructure is bad in the first place.
That's why if you have the opportunity to get one of the best picks, you take the player, I think, because now at least you eliminate some of those potential mess ups down the road because you gave yourself the best chance with the information that you had at the time to take what may have been the best player available. But every process is different for every team. They got to make that calculation. Sheldon Fennell with the $19.99 super chat.
Oh, big one.
Don't need the number one pick unless you want ultimate leverage over the league. You just need the best fit next to Coop, Max, Lively.
Oh, I hope so.
And Kyrie. I mean, there's a lot of hopium in that, honestly. Not sure AJ Dybantsa or Cameron Boozer is the best fit. Mavs need creators that can shoot. Hello, Darren Peterson.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure that. Well, I need to spend more time actually watching these guys and really like thinking about this. I don't know about Coop and Boozer as a fit. I just don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's great fit. I don't know. I need to spend more time thinking about this. But yeah, as far as qualities that you need, Dybantsa is a great shot creator for himself. He's getting better as a playmaker. You know, his assist numbers are way up lately. He's starting to process the game, I think, at a higher level. But yeah, Peterson is definitely the best individual shot creator, and he plays guard, whereas those two guys are forwards. So, you know, it's different. But yeah, the number one pick is great just because you get to determine what happens. You get the choice, you know, and you can play ball. It could also turn out, again, 3 months from now, it could be that one of these other dudes ends up being the best player in the draft. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
And I think that's the interesting part with Peterson is that not only is, let's just go for the sake of conversation, not only is he, quote unquote, the best player in this year's class, he's also at a real position of need for this team in particular. So now you get the best of both worlds, theoretically the best player in the class at a position that you desperately need. And if you believe in Peterson to take the chance on him despite whatever you feel like the medicals or whatever it is, and you go with that, you could potentially hit a home run there. Again, you just have to live with the choice.
Could potentially.
That's what I'm saying. All these guys.
And also for the Mavs fans who don't know, Carl Boozer can like shoot the basketball. Like this is not like a center that like can't shoot. He shoots 38% from 3 or 4 attempts as a 6'10", 250-pound player. Like I think he'll be able to shoot the basketball for his career.
You'd have a glutton of forwards. Somebody got to go in that case.
It's just a lot of forwards.
Yeah, somebody would have to go.
So many forwards.
Yeah, it's too many.
I mean,
forwards.
Jaylen Brown and Tatum are both small forward and power forward.
I know, and that's why I love the Coop Dybantsa idea. Just 2 super turbo athletes on the wing forever. That to me is just that's basketball. Give me dunks.
So in that case, would you move, just for the conversation's sake, would you move Cooper Flagg to power forward and let Dybantsa be your quote-unquote small forward at the 3?
I don't know. It's not my job.
I mean, you're
the analyst here. Like, I'm asking you. Because I think that would be an interesting conversation. Like, would you have Dybantsa, who I think trends as a 3.
Small forward.
And Cooper Flagg, who's gonna get bigger.
I mean, that doesn't really that doesn't matter that much in general.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, you know, if you're gonna have the 2 of them on the floor at the same time, how are you positioning them and spacing them on the floor, and how they play together? I think that'd be an interesting seat.
Now, who's the Mavs power forward right now? Caleb Martin, Coop, Najee, PJ. I don't know.
PJ.
All these guys are staying around the perimeter. I mean, it's not. It doesn't matter who's the 1 or who's the 4.
Classic same level with the $1.99 super chat. Cooper, Cam, and another person with a C name, the 3 C's.
Cormac. That's
Cormac.
Cade Cunningham.
Cade Cunningham.
That'd be such a big team.
2030.
Daniel Gafford. And change Kyrie to C. And there you go.
Let's get to a diehard Discord question before we
all right, so we got to let's see. Let me find a quick one. Could you guys talk about if you think Kidd, this is from Elliot. Could you guys talk about if you think Kidd is the right type of coach for a rebuild? This is also from Elliot. I say no, but I want to hear your guys' thoughts.
Ron, go ahead.
That's a good question. I think when people think of a good coach for a rebuild, I'm assuming they mean a coach that's good in player development for the young players that are coming. And I don't think Kidd is bad at said thing. I mean, he's had multiple, young players throughout his career. Again, we all understand that he had Giannis and he did some interesting things with Giannis. Some people didn't like it at the time, but, maybe has kind of helped Giannis develop. Chris Middleton, they had their spat, reportedly. But Chris Middleton ended up becoming a really good player for them. So he also helped develop a young Chris Middleton. On the Mavericks, Cormac was a okay player with the Lakers. He's become a really, really good shooter, one of the elite shooters in the NBA with Jason Kidd. Najee Marshall's another one, was a good player, with the Pelicans. Now he's become, a really good player, even though it's on a bad team. So I think players are developing around Jason Kidd. From that perspective, I think he's a fine coach for a losing young team.
Yeah, I think he'd be very good for it. I don't think necessarily the Mavs want to go into a full rebuild. I don't think that this franchise has never really been motivated to do that sort of thing. But J. Kidd is very good at getting guys paid. Like, you think of all the young dudes that have come through here and played for him and gotten way better. and
Jalen Brunson comes to
gotten a
mind
ton of money.
immediately.
I mean, Josh Green too, and
Yeah.
the kinds of players that succeed under J Kidd are in some ways similar to the kinds of players that succeeded under Rick Carlisle, which has got to have NBA skills. Okay. J Kidd is also, he really wants you to play defense. If you're like Jaden Hardy, for example, who has an NBA skill at shot creation and potentially NBA skills at catch and shoot 3-point shooter, but just makes a lot of mistakes with the ball and falls asleep off the ball on defense and just misses rotations and things like that. He just doesn't have patience for you, and sometimes you have to have patience if you're in a rebuild. And J Kidd, I think, much like Rick, doesn't have the complete patience needed. But if you're young and you have potential, he will extract it from you for sure. And he's turned a lot of guys into studs. So I don't know. It's like he's very good at a rebuild for the kinds of player that he wants to be coaching.
And Kidd is willing to take chances. I mean, this year alone, he put Cooper Flagg at the point guard position and was heavily criticized for it, and I think rightfully so, to be honest. But Cooper now will tell you that it's worked out for him in that case where he's been able to be much more comfortable on the ball. So Kidd is not unwilling to try out-of-the-box things to develop his players. And to Bobby's point, he's gotten guys paid. Jalen Brunson namely comes to mind, obviously, for what he's turned into, an all-NBA guard. So there you go. Let's take our final break here on the DLLS Mavs podcast. When we come back, what we love about the NBA amidst all of the negative criticism surrounding the league and more of your super chats. We'll do that next. But we want you to become part of our DLLS Sports family and show us some love on this Valentine's Day weekend. The easiest way that you can do that is to like, comment, and subscribe to DLLS Sports. Join the over 40,200 subscribers already joining us here on our movement. And you can go to alldlls.com or scan the QR code that you see on your screen right now. When you do, you get a free t-shirt upon sign up. We've got tremendous merchandise available that you can pick from when you become a diehard member here. You get access to our member-only Discord where we will answer your questions from time to time live here on the show, as we've done here so far today. And you get access to our premium content curated by Ron Harbaugh Jr. covering your Dallas Mavericks, Clarence Ehill Jr., the best beat writer in the history of the Dallas Cowboys, Sam Nessler, Sean Shapiro covering your Dallas Stars, and Jeff Wilson covering your Texas Rangers. He's in Surprise right now, getting you ready for the 2026 Rangers campaign. You also get 20% off our events here as well at DLLS Sports and access to tremendous benefits being part of our family. You can also check out our brand new merchandise that we've got available too at store.allcitynetwork.com, as you can see on the screen right there. 2 colorways in our brand new Pledge Allegiance to the Flag shirts as we celebrate rookie sensation Cooper Flagg of your Dallas Mavericks. If you're listening to the podcast, you can head to store.allcitynetwork.com. Check those out right now. They're in black and blue, celebrating our guy Cooper Flagg as we pledge allegiance to the flag for the 2025-26 Rookie of the Year favorite in the NBA. Make sure you check all that out and do so. It's your time. Horrible dismount. It's fine. It's fine. Appreciate all of you hanging out with us here on our Friday show. Programming note, we are off for the rest of the week and off on Monday as well. So the next time you will see us on screen will be on Tuesday at 12 p.m. So we hope that you have a safe and happy Valentine's Day weekend and enjoy the All-Star break, as we will certainly do here at DLLS Mavs.
And when we get back.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
And I was going to say, and when we get back, don't make sure to share us your Valentine's Day stories. Every detail.
Maybe
detail.
not every detail.
No, I want to hear them.
No, actually not every detail.
Share them in the chat.
We listen to everyone.
Well, some of those details I don't need to know. That's your personal business. I don't need to know some of those things.
What are you talking about?
I mean, grown-up folks doing grown-up things. Like, come on, relax.
Like going out to dinner?
All right, Bobby.
Jeez, dude.
Classic Saint Lever with the $1.99 super chat.
All right. I don't even know who made that. I don't even know who made that noise. All right. I don't even know where that comes from.
I'm just putting my hands in this against the police.
Yeah, like
at this point, that's what
full Regina Hall.
Googly
Like,
moogly.
Classics. Y'all been crushing with the super chats today. Thank y'all so much. We really appreciate the love.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
Classic Saint Lover with the $1.99 super chat. What is Toni Braxton up to these days? She's happily married with Birdman. Like, what
Really?
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Yeah, she married Birdman.
Like Ronald Williams or like Chris Anderson?
Come on, man, not Chris Anderson.
I'm just asking.
The artist Birdman. Like, what you doing, man? What? Like, what? Yeah, Toni Braxton happily
I'm
married
in
Birdman.
tears.
You didn't know that?
Oh,
I didn't
sorry,
know.
Brian Williams, not Ronald. Is Ronald Williams Birdman's dad? I don't know. I'm sorry. Whatever. I got that wrong.
Yeah, Toni Braxton, she kicking it, man. She living her best life with Birdman. Good for her. I'm sure he's referring to the 3J story. The first time I ever heard that story, Chris Arnold told me that story on air. Cinema. How much of it is true? You can be the judge.
Not a lick of it.
Stein has shut it down.
I know, but damn it, for the lore. For the lore, it's an incredible story. It's an incredible idea and story. Sheldon Fennell. It must have been payday for you because you've been dropping.
Hell yeah,
cash.
Sheldon.
Shout out to you, man.
Shell yeah.
Hell yeah.
With the $9.99 super chat, Bobby. If the Mavs took AJ Dybantsa,
I'm going streaking.
okay. What would the Mavs need to maximize both AJ's and Coop's game? Both are transition demons. So does that mean we would need more defense at the guard position?
Yes, I would. Okay, so this is I'm thinking like 3 to 4 years down the line if it's the best case scenario, right? Like this is Dybantsa and Coop both continue developing and just become like these are great players we're talking about. I want playing against the Mavs to be 48 minutes of hell. I want ball pressure. I want an attitude. I want talking a lot of S. I want running down the floor, dunking, roaring, spamming emotes, growling at home and on the road. Like, I want this team to be a team of demons, a team of jerks, a team of dogs. Like that, I want the Mavs to be. I want you to be kind of like freaked out and disturbed by playing the Mavs. Like I want you to have nightmares about it afterward because they're athletic. They're getting up and down the floor. They're getting in your face. They're letting you know about it afterward. They're physically and mentally and emotionally imposing. Like that is what I would want. I want, and I think that's what the Mavs want too. Like that's the way Najee wants to play basketball. You know, that's the way some of these guys want to get after it. I think that's the way the J Kid wants to play. Like, let's go, man. Let's just go out there, be a bunch of freaks, and fly all over the place and make your life suck for the next 2.5 hours.
I mean, it kind of puts me in the mind of the San Antonio Spurs in some ways. Like the Spurs are hell to play every night. The Thunder are hell to play every night because they got long, athletic, rangy defenders that get up in your face and defend you for 48 minutes, and it's just a living nightmare.
Playing against OKC is like you're in a swamp and you're just getting bit by mosquitoes nonstop.
It's
and
annoying.
Like, get off of me!
It's annoying.
But the Mavs would be like you're walking through a swamp and there are like hippos and tigers coming out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And you're like running for your life.
It's a different kind of like, oh my gosh, get me the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Type of thing, for sure.
Only all of the hippos have like IG accounts that they just, they post all of your humiliations to. You know.
Before I get to Charlie D's $1.99 super chat, I want to answer this one real quick from Bobby. Victor Lugo. Bobby, how are you going to react when LeBron signs with Dallas next year with the TPE we got for Anthony Davis?
Well, you know, I will just say I told you so. That's it.
Oh, okay, that's what you got.
Yeah.
Charlie D with the $1.99 super chat. How many 2026 first rounders did the Oklahoma City Thunder have?
Ours. The
Oh,
Mavs.
giving it back to?
No,
I see. I'm sorry. Let me just read it. I should just read it. The Oklahoma City 2026 first round pick and Gafford for Golden State's pick 12 through 16 work.
That is interesting.
Why would Golden State do that
Do
draft?
they want Gafford?
They need a big real bad, don't they?
I mean, they got
They do.
Porzingis.
Well, he's a free agent.
I guess if they don't
Yeah.
re-sign him, you would consider that.
I don't know if they have a trade exception though, so I don't know.
Yeah.
If they'd have to give up some salary, and I don't know if they actually have it. But
And Golden State's got to start thinking about their future anyway, because Stephen Curry is in his late 30s now. I don't know if they'd be willing to give up a lottery pick.
I don't know who
to,
wants or needs a big at $18 million a year, man. I just don't know.
I can think of one right now.
Who?
The team that just blew them out by 20 last night.
Gafford for LeBron sign and trade.
I'm sure Luka would welcome a Daniel Gafford on his team right about
Sign
now.
the Mavs up.
So Kent, oh damn, OKC going to love you calling them mosquitoes.
Oh, I don't mean that disrespectfully. All right. I mean, I know that they'll take it that way.
Sure.
Because, sure. Everyone is very delicate when you're talking about their faves, but like Caruso's 6'4".
Yeah.
Dort is 6'5".
6'5", 6'6".
Case and Wallace is 6'3", 6'4". Like these guys are small, but they crush you.
Yeah. They're big too. Like Case and Wallace is thick for his size. Like he's a big guard.
Yeah, and strong hands.
Yeah.
And quick feet. And they will shove you and they'll push you. But like, one mosquito doesn't bother you, but 8 mosquitoes is gonna kind of freak you out.
Yeah. That's the thing about Oklahoma City, man. They get their hands on everything. Like that's where they cause the havoc. As they cause deflections, they just get after it, with their active hands and everything else. As we finish up the last 5 minutes of our show here today, what do you love about the NBA? There's been a lot of negative talk around the league. Adam Silver is going to get peppered with. Oh wow, I don't know about that. He's going to get peppered with a lot of questions this week because tanking is at the top of the NBA discourse, obviously, with the flagrancy that's happening in and around the league. As we get ready for this year's NBA draft class, obviously there is a lot of different things that are happening that just have the NBA in a negative light. So, Ron, what do you love about the NBA?
I enjoy the highlights that kind of go along with the NBA. I think it's the best, sport that kind of has the best highlights. Like I think Bleacher Report and pages like that essentially were founded upon the NBA doing just a bunch of cool stuff. I think it's a really cool thing that the NBA has. But I think there's also a bunch of young, good, fun players like the Stephon Castle and Amen Thompson and Wemby and even, with the Cade Cunningham, they have the best record in the NBA. Detroit went from, one of the worst teams in the NBA 2 years ago to now the number one record in, 2026. So like seeing teams, led by these young stars come up. I mean, I probably won't watch the Rising Stars Challenge, but there's a ton of just fun, young stars this league has, man. Watching Anthony Edwards is fun. I love watching Anthony Edwards. They get that right. And I think, with Flagg coming up, you might see a league where the Cooper Flagg, Victor Wembanyama, and Anthony Edwards are the 3, big marquee stars of the league. And that's just a fun future to look forward to. And it's fun right now.
I love when you can just kind of like it's an unspoken thing. You just know that there's a lot of intensity on the court. Like you can just feel it. It's just a totally different thing. Doesn't always have to be playoffs. Sometimes just a random moment of the game. But I just love when the temperature rises. And I think that all fans do. And I think that's part of why fans are so dispirited by the state of the league because we get fewer and fewer of those moments throughout the regular season. We have to wait till the playoffs. And sometimes the playoffs just full of a bunch of blowouts. Like, you can't show people the best stuff and then give them a lot of slop in between then. The highs in the NBA are so high. And I think, a great, 2.5 minute sequence in a basketball game is better than any other moment in any other sport. Like, it just is. You get a big block, a big dunk, a big 3, the crowd goes silent, and then a big move, and the crowd gets nuts again. And then, it is just, it can go end to end and just, your heart is palpitating, that's what I love. I love the highs, and I wish that we could all just get more highs, plural.
I mean, I'll keep it simple. I mean, I love the talent in this league. The talent in today's NBA is unbelievable. You look around the league, the incredible number of athletes, the excitement that these guys bring to the floor every single night, whether it's an Anthony Edwards, a Cooper Flagg, a Luka Doncic, a Giannis Antetokounmpo. I mean, any number of stars that you can think of. The league is as most athletically gifted and as talented as ever. I know there's discourse around right now about the product of the league and what it is right now, and that the college game is better than the NBA. I will never understand that take because the athlete and level of athlete and skill level in today's NBA player is as good as it's ever been. I don't confuse pageantry with product on the floor. the product on the floor in the NBA is a better product than college basketball. And you only get that every night when you watch these guys play at a professional level. So I just purely love the talent. It's unbelievable. And it'll hopefully be on display in a number of ways this weekend. And I even mentioned a guy like Victor Wembanyama, who's just a genetic freak. Like what he's doing on the floor night in and night out. So hopefully the game will be celebrated as what the All-Star game is supposed to do, is to celebrate the stars of the game, past, present, and future, to really enjoy what is a great game in NBA basketball night in and night. And we have the privilege of being able to talk about it on a daily basis. And we really appreciate you sticking with us through the pre-All-Star break schedule. It's been a long pre-All-Star break schedule, but we have made it and we have gotten here as we get ready for the sprint that is the last 2 months of the NBA season as we move toward the NBA playoffs. So we want to sincerely thank and appreciate all of you who have been along this journey so far this year with us here on DLLS Mavs. That'll do it for us here on the DLLS Mavs podcast. Again, thank you so much for joining us here. Enjoy your Valentine's Day weekend. Again, we are off until Tuesday at 12 p.m. So we will talk to you then. That is our...
And we already have a segment for Tuesday now because we have diehard Discord questions, I'm sure. That.
Yeah, put more of those in over the weekend.
Yeah.
And we'll get to some of those early next week as well. We got a few shows to fill because the Mavericks don't play again until next Friday. They'll be in Minnesota next Friday. That's the next time they get back on the floor. So it'll be a little while before you see some Mavericks basketball. Appreciate guy Ron Harrod Jr. joining us from remote location. Have a good Valentine's Day weekend, sir. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye, Ron.
Much appreciated.
That is our super producer, Tanner. Thank you to him making us look good and sound good as always. Thank you, sir. That is our DLS Mavs analyst, Bobby Kroll. I'm your host, Kevin Gray. We are DLLS Mavs. We'll talk to you on Tuesday.
Love you all.
At 12 p.m. right here on DLL Sports. Y'all be good. Y'all have a great weekend. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.